You are ignoring your most vital asset and most powerful resource. And worse still, it is free to you because it resides in here. What am I talking about? I'm talking about your emotions. Your emotions are vital for your survival. Your emotions have a purpose. Your emotions are signals, indicators to help you navigate life. And not even to help you navigate life. Not just that, but also to signal to you whether you're going in the right direction or the wrong direction. Whether you're on the track that's going to benefit you and advance you, or you're going in a direction that's not serving you, that's not hindering you, that's hindering you and not for your greater good. As humans, by nature, we're not very good at dealing with our emotions. We're not very good at even knowing about our emotions, understanding our emotions. And this is point number one. We need to first understand our emotions, why we have them. They're there for a reason. And our emotions are so vitally important to determining the status of our mental health. How we feel on a day-to-day basis. What our emotional status is. What our emotional feeling is will determine our success on a day-to-day basis. Will determine everything that we do. Because let's face it, if we feel miserable, hopeless, helpless, dejected, alone, sad, irritable, anxious, how fruitful, how advancing, how joyful, how productive is our life going to be? And when we don't have all those things in our life, like joy and productivity and creativity, well then I bet if you take a close look at you and how you're feeling, your emotional scale is wavering on the side of negativity. And those emotions carry negative energy. And what we are by nature is just energy. We're more energy than anything else. Our energy creates our mass, creates our matter, which is our physical body. But our energy is the boss. And our emotions dictate what energy, vibration, or frequency that we get to enjoy as we live each day. So our emotions are so important, but understanding them is key. They're there for a reason. Let's take this as an example. How you feel emotionally is your psychological well-being. How you feel physically is your biological well-being. Okay? So you experience a pain and you may take a rest or may stretch it out if it's muscular, or you may take an anti-analgesic or an analgesic to relieve yourself of the pain, to relieve yourself of the suffering. You take action to relieve yourself of the pain and suffering. And if that pain doesn't subside or that pain returns, you're going to seek further assistance. You're going to want to intervene. You're going to want to step up your action to find out what's going on. So you may take yourself to a general practitioner. Okay? That general practitioner will investigate and see what's going on to find the source of the pain and discomfort in order to address what's going on. Because the pain and discomfort is only a sign. It's only an indication that something's not right, that something's misaligned, that something's amiss in your body. So the practitioner will intervene, and guess what happens then? If they can't find the solution, they will refer you to a specialist. Okay? And it'll keep on going like that. The assessment and evaluation and re-evaluation and intervention and treatment and approach and a proaction and paying attention to what's going on will find the right solution for the underlying problem. And we do that with our physical health by and large. But it seems to be different when it comes to our psychological health. When we experience emotional pain, what is the tendency? What generally is the tendency of the population? What is the tendency of human beings when they experience emotional pain? The tendency is to push it away, to ignore it, to avoid it, to cover it up, to try and distract yourself so that you don't have to feel that emotional pain, to use alcohol, smoking, drugs, shopping, to turn to addictive behaviors in order to quell that feeling of uncomfortability that comes with negative emotions, to fill that void or that pain or that loneliness that we feel inside because of the uncomfortability associated with our emotions. But we know when any problem is ignored, just like if you ignore the pain in your physical body when there's something wrong, it's only going to get worse. Pain has a purpose, both physical and emotional pain. Our emotional pain is just as beneficial as our physical pain. So when we don't feel good, when we feel distant from our true selves, when we feel distant from joy and happiness and creativity and abundance and prosperity, when we feel that that is not our life, and there's other emotions there that we do not want, there's other emotions there that are causing such distress and pain that we wonder, what is it all about? Why do I have to be here to live with this pain and discomfort? But instead of asking the questions, instead of finding out what the root cause of that pain and discomfort, emotional, psychological pain and discomfort is, we just ignore it. It has a purpose, and we need to honor and appreciate that purpose. We need to honor our emotions. We need to appreciate that we have emotions, both positive and negative, both comfortable and uncomfortable, because they're giving us an opportunity to first realize that we don't want to be there and that something needs to happen to get us beyond that point. They're giving us an opportunity to see. They're giving us insight. They're giving us the essence of life, because those uncomfortable emotions are telling you that there's something that needs attention, that there's something that's happening in your life that is not working for your greater good. So emotions are so powerful. Emotions are key to understanding what's going on, to understanding you, to understanding where your life is at and where you want it to go. When we feel displeasure, when we feel discomfort, when we lack joy and happiness, this is because we are distanced or detached from who we truly are and what we're meant to be truly doing. And this comes from living our lives solely from the intellectual mind, living our lives solely from the programmed mind. Because by and large, the information in the programmed mind, it doesn't serve us. And if we operate in a program, then we will feel and think and act and behave according to the information in that program. Like a computer can only give out the quality or results based on the information and the data and the software and the apps that are in the computer. And we're the same. So when our emotions are screaming at us, the first step to getting you away from the uncomfortability is first identifying, bringing awareness to that emotion. And even naming it if it helps. You can just name it as being uncomfortable. But if you want to name it as sadness, loneliness, emptiness, anxiety, whatever word you want to label it as, that's fine. But you have to first be willing to acknowledge and identify and bring your awareness to it. And when you do that, you have a better understanding. And the first step in using your emotions as the internal resource that they're intended for is understanding and awareness of them. When we understand emotions this way, when we honor them this way, we embrace them. We give thanks. We're grateful for them. And immediately, straight away, bring in that gratitude and appreciation. Bring in that awareness and embracing of your emotions straight away releases their intensity. Because when we're not doing that, we're pushing away, we're avoiding. We're denying ourselves of something better. So when we bring in the energy of embracing it, when we bring in the attitude of embracing and accepting and honoring and giving thanks and appreciation, we have straight away shifted already from the state of not being where we want or where we're at to moving in the direction to where we want to go. We start building momentum, and that's where it has to, everything has to have a beginning. You have to start somewhere, and this is the key to using your vital assets, to using your own internal powerful resources to navigate life, to create life into the abundance and prosperity that it was designed to be for us. And when we are feeling these emotions, it's an indication that there's something in our belief system. There is something that we are entertaining in how we're thinking. There's something in our lives that we're entertaining, or there's something in our lives that we're perceiving that isn't serving us. Because our emotional status is coming from the quality and form of the thoughts that we are entertaining, or the beliefs or the concepts or misconcepts, misperceptions that we're entertaining. So when you identify your emotions, understand them and bring the awareness to them, and then start to ask, what am I thinking that's causing me to feel this way? What am I thinking that's depriving me of better feeling feelings? And that's the next step. So your emotions are key. When you use that process, when you have a healthy, adaptive, confident relationship with them, because they allow you to identify the driver, which is the thoughts, which is the beliefs. And when you can start to do a root cause analysis of where your emotions are at, where they're coming from, and get to the origin of the pain that the emotions are signaling to you, then you can start to decide where you want to be. Because you can't decide where you want to go if you don't know where you're at. You can't figure out how to get to where you want to be if you don't know where you're at. And a simple example of this is if you're setting off on a journey and you put into your sat nav location or destination. And you type that in and you press start or directions. And what's the next thing the sat nav asks you? The sat nav will ask you your current location, where you're at now, in order to get you to where you want to go. So that's the importance of our emotions. Our emotions will tell us the story of why we are feeling that way, of what's happening that's contributing and facilitating that state of being. And only by doing the work, only by giving the attention and focus to the current present moment, by using your emotions as your signals and indicators, then can you be the master, then can you be the artist in designing your own future. So within you, you have it all. It's not out there, it's in here. Know that you are the power that you search for. Know that you are all the answers that you look for. So vitally important to understand the power of yourself, within your environment, within your life. Because once you get that understanding, once you use that understanding to propel yourself forward, to take the right actions and use the right tools and start to implement them on a consistent level, well, then you are in the driving seat. You start to propel your life in the direction of where you want to go. And that's just so beautiful. So, loads more beautiful insights, tips, and understandings about you, your mental health, your emotions, you as a person in the context of your mental health and your emotions, and why they're so vitally important to success, why they're so vitally important to transforming. Don't let anybody tell you it's not possible, because that's a perception game, and that's their perception game. Mind your own perception of what's possible. And the possible will become reality, or the seemingly impossible will become your reality. So stay tuned, because I've even greater insights, more powerful tools and resources to share with you.